Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of Trials and Trebuchets. I am your Dungeon Master, Luke, and joining me are my players. The first one is named this.
Hi, my name is this. And I'll be playing the level 6 wizard, Windsor Wallaby. I'm actually not this, my name's Ben.
Hi, this is Ben. It's me, Carla. And I play the level 6 Tiefling Rogue, Integrity Addleberry. I'm so sorry. We knew you'd fight until the orb was one.
That's it?
But there's stuff to be done. Look around. We have better stuff to do.
Nice.
Oh,
Hi,
wow.
I'm Sarah, and I play Mira Marchand, the level 6 half-elf bard. Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
In the sewers. Secret tunnel.
So happy.
Yes. And this is that Sam. I play the level 6. Well, there's this Sam,
Ben.
but we don't talk about that Sam. This Sam.
we also have Samwise Gamgee.
Do we?
Yes, he's behind me.
Wait. Hello, it's me. So, we have to get the ring into the volcano, Mr. Frodo.
We have to
Share the
do this, Mr.
load.
Frodo.
I'm Sam,
Here's some
and
of my food.
I play Cerneb Cinderman, the level 6 human sorceress. I also play Samwise Gamgee.
And last time on Trials and Trebuchets, the students witnessed the birth of a golem. Yogg. After
In the episode before
receiving-
that, we witnessed the death of an
After receiving Yogurt making instructions, they went on their way to do Winsler and Kurt's yogurty bidding. After roping up Teb, the students then all made their way to Sereneth's room for a meeting of the minds. After explaining most of the events from last night to Artis and their fellow students, they then split up, deciding to ditch Underbow's honoring service and instead making their way to the sewers and the kitchens. So, this is how we find ourselves now.
Secret tunnels.
We are in the tunnels systems that are criminally underutilized
And very secret.
and intensely secret. Delnis, Mira, and 3 animate croissants. Just parted ways with the main group.
I need fan art of this.
The main group consisting of Artis Artesian, Winsler Wallaby, Integrity Idleberry, Sereneth Cinderman, Alina Hollyfield, and Angelica Lindman, who are making their way to the kitchen. So Mira, you and Delnis are walking.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a couple feet in front of you, the croissants are keeping a very hefty pace for croissants, which typically do not move. These ones are going quite the speed, right?
Croissants go marching one by one.
And you've probably been separated from the main group for a couple minutes now, and Delnis will say, so Angelica and Alina started the fire.
Oh, definitely they started the fire.
But why? Why would they start the fire? Were they trying to kill us?
Well, I don't know. Alina came and talked to me, and she said she felt really bad and that, like, she didn't want it to happen. So I assume someone just put her up to it. I don't know if that was, like, Angelica, because she seems a little bit more of, like, the rule-breaking person, but she didn't seem like it either. So it seems like someone else must have gotten them to do it. So I don't know if that's because...
So they're just
they
lying about it? Are they being blackmailed or something?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, why did they lie about it? Everyone else told the truth.
I don't know. Like, maybe they couldn't say in front of artists or the other faculty people. She did seem...
Like, she's your roommate.
Yeah,
Alina's
yeah,
your roommate.
she's my roommate.
Does she know about all the tattoo stuff?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, then why... So someone who knows about it is telling Alina to burn down the building?
I guess.
Like, that's...
Like, well, there was this lady who asked me to come talk to her in the sewer, and that's why we're here. So I wonder if maybe she had something to do with it.
Okay.
And I guess I can
So she's-
ask, like, hi, did you kill Underbow? Hi, did you ask these students to set a fire? Why didn't you just set a fire? Like, what's going on? I don't know if it's because, like, they didn't have a body and they couldn't, or they just didn't want to get caught doing it, or they had to do something else at the same time.
But if the thing that came and saw you was like already there,
Yeah.
then why wouldn't it just do it?
That's what I'm wondering. Because, well, she did
Yeah.
say, I have some business to take care of, so that could have been about Underbow, but I don't think it was about the fire. But it seems like they were trying to, like, get
then the-
rid of
and- but then
evidence
the-
or something, right?
But all the evidence is already done. Like it's already like the investigation. Everyone already went in there.
Yeah. That's so weird. Maybe,
So maybe they just did it for the fun of it.
Maybe. Or maybe somebody was trapped in there and they were trying to hurt them? Like, but who would be during a lockdown, right? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Anyways, and you walk in silence for a long ways, and it almost felt like she was gonna say something else, and then just kind of dropped it. Yeah, I think you just continue on in silence unless you wanted to say anything else.
How does she feel? Like, does she look scared? Does she look determined? How's she?
Make an insight check.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my good die. Still not great. 12.
Okay. She just looks like she has she's like has her brow is furrowed. She just looks like deep in thought.
I'm gonna make a bold move. I'm gonna grab her hand.
What? Hand holding.
I wanna hold your hand.
You hear on like the other end of the tunnel, ooh.
Actually, everybody else just cast invisibility to follow us and see what's going on.
The croissants are like,
Gotta see if they hold hands.
whoa.
They
I
clap
would
their
like
little
to be-
buttery hands.
I would like to be invisible and start dropping flower petals on them.
Oh yeah, we're bringing back the whole thing. I gotta get the fireworks started now.
Dun, 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 dun,
Does anyone else hear bells?
We got a CD player down here as well.
Look,
It's
the
also
lady she got
invisible.
from the lady she talked to, Terrassus, was like, "Listen, be bold." So Mir's gonna be bold.
On the way to the kitchen. It's a much shorter journey for the lot of you. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and there's also Teb with you. So what would that be, like 6, 7 of you? Oh my gosh. Okay. So as the 7 of you make your way to the kitchen, you all hear very easily what sounds like things being broken from down the hall where the kitchen ought to be. Would you like to
That's not good.
carry on? Artists will probably hesitate and look back and say, is this related to anything anyone was doing last night, or is this completely unrelated?
I have no idea.
Well, it just sounds to me like someone's angry, and I know a bunch of bakers in my town. Whenever someone makes a mistake in their kitchen, they throw stuff. So it could be that.
It's Ghurt and
Okay.
Ramsey.
I have my
Amazing.
all right then. Oh, Winsler, and he looks.
I have
at
my
you
suspicions,
with the look
but
the artist
look.
gives you.
I have my suspicions, but
You have your
maybe
suspicions.
I should reserve them until we get there.
Winsler, why don't you go ahead and see if your suspicions are right?
Okay.
And everyone stops for a moment. And Winsler, you proceed down the tunnel. You hear from behind you increasingly quiet, stone, 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 as you creep up to the entrance to the kitchen, which, if you'll remember, it's like a big stone door that you have to like open.
Yep.
You hear just a racket coming from the other side, and you creak this door open quietly. Yes.
Yeah.
And you see this in like a different. If the colors were different here, this would be a very grisly looking scene. As is, there is purple smeared everywhere.
Oh God.
Similar, Winsler, to what you saw the last time you came here to the kitchen when you guys did your midnight snack run. Except it's almost like that time it was like things near the ground had been touched and like a little bit of like splattering had happened on like the ceiling. This time it looks like something was like almost if you took like a hammer and beat a tomato with it.
Holy shit.
Evocative.
And there's just a big puddle essentially of like some chunky bits, and it looks like a big thing of blueberry jam essentially, just as if a giant vat of blueberry jam had just exploded in
Oh
this room.
no.
And fumbling around, grabbing things and smashing things on the ground is a large or a average height golem by the name of Yogg, who will turn and holding in their hand is just a jar of spices, which they have raised as if they were going to throw it. But when they see it's you, Winsler, they'll lower their hand and stand up straight and say, Creator,
What happened
do
in
you have
here?
further instructions? It will hold up a completely untouched piece of also, it doesn't have like a cloak or anything, so you get to see the very odd sensations of like it's like inner joints are like moving even though it's just standing still.
Oh my god, they're
right?
naked.
Like it's almost
Put some
anyways,
clothes on.
and it holds up this recipe you'd handed it just an hour ago, Winsler, and it's completely untouched. It's not covered in blueberry jam or anything, and it will hold it up and say, I have been looking for the ingredients. There was a creature in here, but I destroyed it.
What kind of creature?
It will point at the largest part of blueberry jam mess on the ground and say, that creature, its carcass is strewn about the room.
Holy shit.
Okay, then.
The yogurt is on its way.
Excuse me a moment. I'm gonna close the door.
Yes, very gently.
I'm gonna sprint back
Yes.
to everybody.
Okay. You arrive. Yes.
Well, I think my suspicions were correct. However, I feel like it might have been a little bit more drastic than I thought.
So what was it, Winsler?
Why don't I might as well just show you. I'm gonna grab Artist's hand. I'm just gonna like pull him.
What's with the
Okay.
tunnels and people holding each other's hands?
Do the rest of you come along as well? Do you,
Yes.
Serenep and Integrity and
I hold
Ted
out my
and
hand
Angelica
for
and Olivia?
integrity to take.
I would.
My face is like flushed with fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
fuck.
all, Integrity, do you take your cousin's hand?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone hold hands now.
Together we
We have a buddy
hold
system
fast.
for a
Is
reason.
Teb still under a robe and tied up?
Yes, on me. Yes.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
also hold Teb's hand.
Okay. You all make your way down the tunnel. This crashing and banging getting louder and louder. Winsler, you have reached the door. Do you want to do anything?
I'm gonna open the door and walk in.
Okay. You see the same thing. The Yogg has moved on to further deeper into the spice rack. It's really searching in the spice rack for these ingredients, and again raises a jar of spice to throw at you. And when it sees that it is you, Winsler, it stops.
Yog. Pl-
Yes,
I need you to stop.
I have stopped.
Put the spice jar down.
It just drops it and it smashes on the ground.
Not in that way, but
It has been put down.
okay. Listen, I think you may have gone a little bit overboard with the whole yogurt.
You hear from
thing.
behind you, Winsler, as Artist like peeks through the crack at the door, like, "Holy shit!"
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Creator.
You left kind of a huge mess in here.
There was a creature that was in the way of the yogurt making.
Right.
Did you? Oh God.
I think it's okay
Was
for
this
everybody
not-
to come in here.
Was this not what you wished, Creator?
I mean, I wanted you to make some yogurt, but I wasn't expecting you to literally destroy the entire kitchen to do it.
Okay. Everyone enters into this kitchen. Integrity and Serenep, you see this carnage. Serenep, you see the same goo that's in your lovely container that's been popping out croissants this entire time. You see it strewn across the kitchen in like a vat of blueberry jam exploded.
Well,
Oh
like,
my
here's
gosh,
the thing.
did a murder happen in here?
I have been before I learned that this thing was friendly and not part of the whole Ooblex thing. I was trying to
Yes.
destroy it, and it didn't get destroyed in
Correct.
anything I did. So in my thought, I'm not too worried about this because I have seen it go through
Okay.
worse than this, and it lived.
It's resilient.
It's
It's
resilient, as
resilient
fuck.
to being squashed.
But I am going to open up the top of the jar, and I'm going to like set it on the ground like top side down. I'm gonna like lift it up. And I'm just gonna make a blubbering noise as it kind of flops out.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna
It's
say,
like the canned cranberry sauce.
exactly. I'm gonna lift it off, and I'm gonna say, "You're free. Go and be with your family."
It will, like a large croissant pops and then falls into itself, right? Like it doesn't have a container on top of it, so it just like makes a croissant above it, which then just falls down onto the ground. And it will slowly just like it just flattens out and spreads like water until it joins up with another section of this goo on the floor.
I'm gonna wipe my eyes and just.
They grow up so fast.
The girls, it's like that. It's like the scene from Free Willy where they have it jump over the kid, but instead it's a loud, weird noise as it comes out of a jar very slowly and awkwardly. And now I'm just kind of standing back and just with my hand over my heart, just like, I did it. I did some. I reunited the goop
With its body.
Okay.
with its body.
And so artists will look at you, Winsler, and then look at the large golem or the moderate-sized golem standing in front of you, and will say, "So, is this what your assumption was, Winsler? This is what your hunch was?"
Yes. Yog, this is my mentor artist. They are a friend. Over there, Saranep, they
Why
are
do you have
also
to
friend.
Why do you have to specify
And
that,
this-
Winsler?
you know Integrity, they are also friend.
What happens to not friends?
What about Tevely and Angelica?
We're acquaintances. it's
Alina
fine.
is good. She is friend.
Shocked at that one.
She is
Oh,
friend.
okay.
Angelica, as much as I dislike her, she is also friend.
Oh, dude.
You dislike me?
And that's Teb.
Saranep?
They are not friend, but please do not hurt them.
I understand. It says, just looking at you, its arms hanging by its side, holding a small, torn piece of paper in its hand.
Oh, they're so cute.
Maybe we're gonna have to work on your manners a little bit so you don't go on a rant.
May I continue searching?
As long as you don't break anything more than you already have, please.
Okay. It will then begin to very gently grab jars of spices. Winslow, you've seen this recipe. There's no spices. There's no spices on this list, right?
No.
Right? Like, you're like, what
What are they doing?
But keep in mind, they are a literal hour old.
They're
so
trying.
Cut them some
They're
slack.
trying. I'll give them the benefit
It's,
of
all,
the doubt.
wild.
it's already a miracle that it can walk, being a year old.
Meanwhile,
An hour old.
artists, or before we meanwhile, sorry. Before we meanwhile, artists will say, okay, so now are we going to, and he'll point to the shelf that you, Winsler, and Integrity recognize as the one that leads to the sunken hatch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Keep everyone looking away for a second, and I'll go open it. And he will make his way over. How do you keep everyone's attention? Just as a quick note, as artist walks over to the other wall of the kitchen to where one of these spice racks to start like opening the door to the sunken hatch. What do you do to draw everyone's attention away from this man?
Good question.
I would love to know.
Do you think that if we ask it for a certain food, it will? Come on, let's go over there to that corner and ask for some
If
food.
it's alive.
It's
Hey.
alive. That's very rude of you to
Hey,
assume.
can you make me some fruit pie? I want some fruit pie from that region. What's that region called? From Nogtoldir. Do you remember those pies?
So you're saying this to the goo, correct?
Yes. Please make me some.
Make a. There's no distraction check. Make a performance check. Integrity.
Buffalo check.
We're
trying to
intimidate the
intimidate.
goo.
Non-natural
fucking
20.
make it.
Non-natural
20?
20.
Okay, you draw everyone's attention as you you plead for the goo to present you with a Toldirish fruit pie. It blubbers and quivers, but no pie is presented to you, unfortunately.
Oh no, it's dead.
No, it's not dead.
And then it's, I'm not dead. And then after a
Sometimes
few
I can
moments-
still hear its voice.
I'm not dead.
and then from the side where from like the wall where Artis is, you all hear a very loud click, and the shelf of spices gives way to a tunnel that you've not been in for a little while. Meanwhile, on the path to the sewers, Mira, make a performance check
Absolutely. Where
with
did
advantage.
my die go? Where's my blue? I see my shitty d20.
How
That's
did
a
you
wonderful
hold
roll
your
for
hand?
Mira.
Okay, I guess I'll have to use my... Oh, no, here it is. Performance? That's plus 10.
With advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
First roll was a 12. Second roll was a 25.
Fuck.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay. So it's just quiet. Delnis is concentrating. She's like watching where she's stepping and like looking down at the ground, and she just seems to be deep in thought. The three little croissants bumble along in front of you. They keep like tripping over stuff and picking themselves back up. They're very, they're tough. And you think to yourself, Mira, this is it. This is my perfect chance. And you reach out with which hand do you reach out?
Which side of me is she standing on?
In my imagination, she was standing on your left side, but I also feel like that just plays into my hand of the bad arm again. So I think we should say that she's standing on your right side.
Okay, then I will use my right hand.
Okay. You reach out with your right hand and you grab Delnis's hand. It feels very nice and warm, right? And she does not pull her hand away.
Good sign.
She grips it a little bit, right? And will kind of like stop walking and lock eyes with you for like a couple of seconds.
I share a meaningful glance.
You share a meaningful glance before continuing on.
Mira's heart is pounding.
It's so quiet, and you just hear ba bum ba bum ba bum.
It
Exactly.
The Quartz army are just playing drums.
Like on the outside, this doesn't look like anything, but she's so nervous.
That's the performance check, right?
Yeah.
Hands not sweaty. You reach out.
Knees not weak, arms not spaghetti.
Palms are sweaty.
So you both, along with your little Chris army, continue for a few moments more before reaching a not very pleasant looking ladder, very rough hewn iron ladder down into the sewers, which you can climb. You'll have to stop holding hands at this point, unfortunately, before arriving in the sewers. This was, you got instructions on how to get to the sewers. And I think just based on you being here like a couple weeks ago, because literally food for thought was a couple weeks ago, that you would probably still remember most of your way around.
Where the
this is
ascendant
not
stuff
in like,
was, yeah.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
like
yeah.
a
You'd be
rearranging
able-
sewer, like some like.
Correct. That would be silly. And you can make your way there. Did you want to say anything to her? You smell a fruity scent in the air.
Oh, okay. I guess that means that's the way.
And very importantly, you see that a lot of the stonework on like the main walkway has been ripped up. Like the iron or the metal railings have been like bent over. And it's just all around looks very destroyed.
Foreboding.
And yeah. And Delnis will say, so this is where you all came down for that.
For when the Oblex was capturing everyone, yeah. But then we, when we were there, we saw this little, like, side room that had all of this, like, ascendant stuff in it, which is the same thing that's been showing up in my dream. So I think that must be where this thing wants me to come see it.
Okay. And we're just gonna walk in and say hi?
I mean, I guess.
Like, you have a plan, right?
Well, she wanted... I know she doesn't want to kill me because she wants to give me a jar, and I need to take care of it, and she wouldn't need me to take care of the jar otherwise. So I guess we're just gonna come in and be like non-threatening, be like, "Hi, we're just here to talk." And if we have to fight, I guess we can fight. We have our little Chris army. We have we have ourselves.
Mm-hmm. I can absolutely fight. Yeah, that is Yes.
Hey, well,
This is
if
gonna
I
be
die,
fine.
you can always bring me back.
She just looks at you.
I'm kidding.
Like with her
I'm
mouth
kidding.
open a little
That was
bit.
a joke. I was just trying to joke.
Y'all just held
I'm
hands.
not gonna die.
And then you arrive at what was once a small crack in the wall. Like almost as soon as you make that, I'm not gonna die, don't worry. Like reaffirmation, right? And so previously this was a tiny, like one person at a time crack into the side of the sewer wall. Now it is like a torn out large tunnel that seems to have, like, something broke out of here is what it looks like. Mira. And this very lovely scent is just coming, and it's like emanating from in there. And it's not horrible like in your room it was, or rather like in your room it is. And it's much more pleasant smelling than when you were in the enchantment tower. I need you to make a perception check.
Perception. Okay. 8 plus. Okay, 11.
Okay. It's very, it's just very noticeably more humid in here than the last time you were here. That's the only notable thing. You're not sure if it's actually more humid or you're just anxious and sweaty.
Fair enough.
But you know, do you want to make your way in?
I do.
Okay. You enter. You find yourself in a room identical to the one where you fought the Oblex in. It's this large circular room, domed roof, pillars holding up a platform that goes around the perimeter of the room. There's a 15-foot drop and some dark green sand. And underneath, or in the middle of the sand, there's a small circular platform. What would you like to do?
Hello. It's me, Mira from the dreams. I'm here to talk to you. I brought a friend. I hope that's okay. And I brought some little croissants. So if you need to eat someone, eat them, not us. What's up then? Hi.
You hear as if someone is standing right behind you, whispering into your left ear. Mira, you took your time.
Yeah, there was kind of a murder lockdown.
Yes, I'm very well aware of it.
Is it because you killed
Now
them?
please
Okay.
come down here
Oh, okay, coming.
and bring your friend with you.
Yep, coming. Did you hear that, Donis, or is that just in my ear?
She's like looking at you and is gonna say, "Who are you talking to?"
Okay, you couldn't hear any of that.
No.
Okay, it talks in my head. Cool. Cool world. Cool information. Good to know. It said to keep coming down. Do you smell the flower stuff? Like, is that all me too, or?
No, I smell that.
Okay. Ugh.
How? And she's gonna look over this edge of this platform you're standing on and just look at the ground 15 feet down and say, "Do we just jump down?
I
Is
can
there
feather
stairs?" Sure.
Here, maybe I can tie something down there so when we climb back up again, we don't have to. Is there anything a little?
You hear a voice behind your right ear and says, "Please hurry down.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
have all day."
Really? Because it seems like you're just kind of hanging. Okay, fine, coming. Here, I'll feather fall us.
Okay. So you're going to go you walk off the edge and feather fall yourself and very quickly land on the sand below.
Mhm.
And you feel it shift a little bit.
Ugh, creepy.
And you see these two large, dark green eyes, almost like watermelon-sized eyes, peering at you from underneath the sand, Mira.
Ugh.
And in a voice that seems more like it's encompassing the entire room as opposed to just whispering behind you, you will hear, "Another one came and saw me last night. Do you
Integrity?
know them?"
Are you talking about integrity? 5'2", horns, red hair, bangs, rope.
Yes, integrity. That's the name then.
Oh, I didn't realize that information wasn't available. Usually she kind of introduces herself by being like, "Hi, I'm Integrity," the last name.
Oopsies. What is the last name?
Integrity again. It's her last name and her first name.
Integrity.
I think it's like maybe a tiefling thing, or maybe she's just a weirdo.
Interesting. I have another gift for you. This
Can you-
one you're not to break.
Okay,
or
I
else
did not realize opening it would break it.
it's very, very important that you don't open it, that you keep it safe. I will have need of it before too long.
What is it? Like, I know there's a body in there.
I am an ascendant child. And when this thing says ascendant, there's another great shake from this green sand you're standing on. And a large head reveals itself from in the sand. It's the head of a large, very shiny green snake. Its head, as previously stated, is like the size of a bed, just very wide and flat. And it has this immense forked tongue. Like its tongue sticking out every now and again to taste the air. Mira is probably like the same height as you, if not a little bit more. And it's just staring straight ahead at you. It seems to be coiled in this, like it's coiled in a circle, right? As snakes are wont to do, and seems to be hiding under the sand. And its head is poking out slightly. And it will say, or she will say, I am an ascendant. And a part of that is leaving behind the worldly being.
So
A part of that is to leave behind the mortal limitations, to be able to be reborn countless times. The jar, the urn, contains a body for me, so that when this form dies, I might rise again.
why do you want me to have it?
I can't be keeping all of them here with me. That's
All of
very
them?
inconvenient.
There's more?
Who is this person you've brought with you?
This is my friend. She's here to make sure that everything is safe.
Mira, your arm is being like, Delnus is like, had no idea there was a voice happening. There was just a smell. You both drop down here. You're saying there's a voice. Did the croissants drop down here too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the croissants are down here trying to find footing in the sand. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this giant snake pops up out of the sand, and she just like immediately grips onto like your forearm and is just like digging her nails into your skin. And she just looks petrified, Mira. Not in like the Harry Potter basilisk way, but in the scared way.
Yeah.
To keep you safe from
Yeah.
me.
Well, I don't know. When my friend came down here, she said that, like, you wanted to kill her, so just,
Integrity. She had ran from me. Yes. I offered her all of my teachings, and yet she ran from me.
Right.
Cowardly. Arrogant. Will you learn what I have to teach you? You and your friend. Will you learn what I have to teach you?
What does learn, like, mean? Could she hear you?
To become...
because I think you're only maybe talking in my ear right now.
Yes, I only wish to speak to you now. So I'm only speaking to you.
Okay. Well,
Does she wish to come here and learn as well?
well,
Is that why she came with you? Or was it to keep you safe? Do you fear me? Do you fear what I might do to you?
I mean, you threatened
Do
to
you
rip out
come
my
here
throat
with
once,
ill intent?
so I don't have ill intent. I came down here because you told me to.
Because you told me to.
Then why would you feel unsafe?
Because when we talked,
You're
you said you were...
supposed to be here.
Okay, I'm supposed to be here. Totally got it. So why did you call me down here then?
The Empress who speaks to you, who curses you, lies to you. You
What
must
did
know this.
she say that was a lie?
All her words are lies. She is ungodly. She is of the world. She could have ascended, but she refused.
Okay.
She rejected it.
She didn't want to ascend. Okay, cool. Got it.
And at this point, Mira, the head kind of like dips back below the sand and it starts to like shift underfoot, right? Almost like the entire body of the snake is just twisting underneath the sand out of sight. Are you just going to try to keep your balance
Yeah.
and stay close to Delnus?
Mm-hmm. Hopefully
Okay.
if I shift a little, my Chris Army can hold me up.
They're like at your ankles trying to keep you there. Like they're like getting
Like
buried
trying to
in.
stop a leading tower from falling.
Yeah. So as this conversation progresses, you're being almost like funneled, shepherded towards the center, towards that central platform. Are you
Okay.
gonna like go with that, or are you gonna try to resist and stay near
I'll go
the
for
edge?
now.
Okay. She had the opportunity to become an ascendant. She refused and insults the goddess in doing so. Her words are lies. They're not to be trusted.
Okay.
This you must know.
Thank you for telling me. What should I do then?
You should see the world unburdened of your worldly needs, unburdened by these mortal limitations. The dust is before you, and with it, you might train your sight to see in the eyes and to hear the words of she, the goddess Meafide.
Meafide? Wait, who's that?
Yes, the goddess, child. Consume the dust of the orchid. It will allow you to see beyond the lies you hear now.
What will it do to me?
I just told you.
No, I just mean, what do you mean by see beyond the lies? Like, will it give me, like, special divination powers? Will it take away my connection with the Empress? Is it gonna get rid of my arm? Like, what are we talking here?
If you are worthy of seeing what must be seen, what can be seen, then you have nothing to fear. The same way you have nothing to fear being here with me.
Hang on,
You're safe.
I'm not afraid. I'm just asking what it'll do, more specifically. I just want to have all of the information before I make any decision. Can you tell me more about this?
And the voice disappears from your head a little bit, Mira. This like angered breathing disappears for just in a snap of a finger. And you might look around and be like, oh no, is something happening? And you look over and see Delnus's face, and she just looks terrified. And
Like she's hearing a voice in her head?
Like she's hearing a voice in her head. And she won't say anything. And then she just is standing there for like 2 minutes, not saying anything. Assumedly how you were just a few moments ago. And then she'll look over at you and just whisper, Mira, in like a quavering voice.
I'm gonna be like, hey, hang on. Talk to me. Talk to me about this. She's just here to, keep me company.
Meanwhile, in the
Oh my god.
not the kitchens anymore, I guess, the sunken hatch now, you walk down these steps, you close this large spice rack behind you. Angelica and Alina and Teb and Artis and the three of you make your way down, and Angelica will say, so this exists, so there's tons of secret stuff under the school, right?
Oh yeah.
Almost talking to you, Saraneth. And she'll say, so there's like tons of this stuff, right? So
I would say, yeah.
it's not like we should be scared of this stuff. It's not like it's not like a special thing, right?
I haven't personally been down here before, but I've heard about it from my teammates, my friends.
Oh.
I'm not 100% sure because they explained it, but I've never really been down here. But I've been to many different places. I'm not sure this is one that we have to be scared of at all. We'll be fine.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Okay.
You're inspiring. We don't have to be that afraid.
Well, Sereneth hasn't been down here before, so she doesn't know
True, yeah.
how much caution she has to put into this. But from her experience, going into the underground, like, it's not, this doesn't seem as bad of a thing, especially because they have artists and they have, like, more people with them.
Yeah, there's so many of you, right?
You can't be afraid of what you don't know.
Yes, you can.
I got 16.
Okay. She seems reassured when you say this, Serena, or at least as reassured as she can be by you saying, I haven't been down here either, but it doesn't seem horrible, right? Like, this seems relatively less bad than what some other people might be.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean closer and be like, which would you rather? Random dingy hole or a rock? Or the rocks telling you to burn down the school?
But what if there's other rocks down here that tell us to do other stuff?
We won't pick them up.
You should have been with the gang 80 episodes ago.
Do not consume the minestrone.
We're not gonna touch the stones then.
So, to remind everyone of what the sunken hatch looks like, to describe it for you, Serenep, being here for the first time, it is a cylindrical room. It is incredibly deep, and the staircase winds around the outside, and it's made of this dark brown stone. About every like quarter rotation of the staircase, there's like a little landing with a statue, right?
Okay.
And they seem to be like these, they look human-ish, right? And it's just like warriors or sages and stuff like that. From what they're wearing, you can intuit this. And as you get closer and closer to the bottom, and like this cylinder tapers in a little bit, the statues seem to be becoming older. They start to be a bit more worn or broken. You reach about the halfway point where you can see behind one of these statues, as you, Integrity, and Winsler know, there's a large cave belonging to Teb. Is this where you were bringing him? You're just going to bring him to his house?
I mean, I guess, yeah.
Okay.
In hopes that he remembers the place, maybe,
Okay.
like find himself.
Okay. So the two of you, or you Integrity, still has Teb, like bring him in here. And then the rest of you can enter. This is a small, very dusty and gross and grimy little hole in the wall.
Ew.
Literally a hole in the wall. There's shelves with just knickknacks shoved up in there. Integrity, give me a perception check.
1.
Oh,
shit.
You just see like this, like the things that you had traded Teb. Like what did you trade him? Like you trade him like a gold coin or 2 gold coins, right?
Yeah, I believe 2
They're
gold
like-
coins.
They're like strung up on a piece of string from the ceiling, and you're like, oh, okay, right? Those are mine. And you just kind of just generally see this place that you've not seen in a very long time, or in some cases, never. Are you gonna release Teb? He's just
Well-
lying on the ground saying, net, 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 net.
Hey, well, is Teb out of my my robes now?
Yeah,
he's
let's just say you put him on the ground.
Okay. Hey Teb, do you remember this place?
He looks at you, Integrity. I need you to make a deception check.
25.
Nice.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. You feel this magic wash over you as Teb looks at you, but you don't really. It feels like it's trying to pry at your mind, but you don't really feel anything. Like you don't feel like it's taking anything from you. It feels like it washes over you, right? Like almost like when it's really like like if you shudder and then it's just gone. It's like that kind of feeling. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Okay.
Yes.
And he will just say on the ground, "Stone for net."
I'm gonna look at Artis.
And
Because Artis is in the room, right?
yeah, and he'll reach into his robe and pull out a small leather bag and pull from it a 4-inch diameter green orb. And Teb starts thrashing around at this point. Angelica and Alina are in here, and they're like, Serenep, what's that?
So,
What's all this about?
okay, again, I wasn't here for this whole thing. So apparently, on like one of the first days of school, I wasn't here yet. They came in,
Yeah.
and I basically explain a very like, because like she wasn't here,
Yeah.
but she's like, okay, so basically,
Yeah.
they came down here, met Teb, and they went further down and found like rooms, and there were like things they had to do, and basically there are these orbs that I guess are like super important, and if someone has one and then is out of contact with it for a while, you kind of turn into Teb. Not like species wise, but like mental wise.
And they all just kind of, or Angelica and Alina just like look over at him. Like, I think earlier when Integrity and Winsler brought him to the room, they looked at him like with disgust. But I think there's a very much more of a sympathetic expression.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. At least on Alina's part. Angelica is there's still a lot of disgust on that expression. So, you know.
Yeah, because she's a bitch.
Why is everyone so mean
Woof.
to Angelica?
This is Sarah F's like pet project. Y'all need to stop being so mean.
Don't
Only
call
if
it
she's
pet
so mean.
project.
So
This
far.
is just a friend trying to help a friend get through
She
classes.
started first.
Isn't she the bad sister?
Yes, she is the bad
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Integrity. Winsler, are you just standing by yourself in this room? What's up with you? What are you doing, bud?
I'm looking.
You're just watching?
I'm just watching. I'm looking all
Okay.
over the place.
As Artis hands back the orb, Tebs, it's almost like he's this entire time he's looked and been moving almost like a raccoon that you caught in your trash, right? And he kind of like the tension leaves his body a little bit, if that makes sense. And he looks at you, Integrity, and then back to Artis, almost like trying to understand. And he will say, I was in the desert, and how did I get back here?
Was he
Why
in
did you
Shioran ruins?
Artis, why did you tie me up? Integrity holding the rope.
Sorry, that would be Winsler and me. I met you down at the sewers. I do not know why you were down there. And you really wanted the stone, and you handed me this net, and I show him the net that was on my back.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave this to me in exchange for the stone, so here's Artis. He had your orb, and now he gave it back
Net
to you.
Net for stone. Teb will
And now
look
we
at
get
the
to
net.
keep the net.
Teb will look at the net. Are you gonna untie him?
Well, yes, because
Okay.
now he's back
He's
to
fine now.
the Teb that we knew and love.
Okay.
It's not a rabid animal anymore.
Teb will look like he's just holding the stone in his two little clawed hands. His very gentle looking now clawed hands. He has a gentle expression on his face, and he'll point at the net that you're holding, Integrity, while looking, and you'll look over at Artis and say, "That's her net, right?" That's Fidan's net. I found it.
What?
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 I had a feeling
Wow.
that was what it was, but like, damn.
Back in the room
No!
of the
I want to find
Dun
out more
dun
about Fidel.
dun.
Back
Luke,
in the room of the
we hate you. Hi, we're firing
Mira.
you as our DM.
You just yelled, like, talk to me, not her, right? And Delnis looks terrified. She's like gripping. It's like white knuckled gripping onto you, like so terrified. And you, Mira, hear in your voice, you hear in your head this voice say, "If you don't want me to speak to her, why would you bring her here?"
Just talk to both of us at once, or just one of us. Just, she doesn't know what's going on here, and I just want her to be okay. Not because I think you'll hurt her. I know that's not a problem. I just,
The other one is your friend, correct? Integrity. Your friend,
Yes.
correct?
Integrity is my friend.
Would you rather me harm her or harm this girl?
I would rather you didn't harm any of us.
That was not an option.
This game of Guess Who sucks.
Why don't you harm my other friends instead? And I gesture down to the Chris Army. They're good friends of mine too, but if I had to choose...
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
With disadvantage, please.
Oh my
Is this
God.
man gonna eat some
Okay.
croissants?
That's a 14.
Okay. Very quickly you see like a like a wave of sand crash over these little croissants, and they are no more.
Well,
you don't see them anymore.
all right.
Winslow, in your heart of hearts, you feel just like a sadness wash over you for no reason. You don't understand why.
Why do I keep feeling these
It's as if
waves of
3
sadness?
voices cried out and were
My
suddenly
heart
silenced.
will never stop
Oh my gosh.
hurting.
I just realized that all the times that Whistler all of a sudden felt sadness is like, for example, those spoons or like that utensils left in.
It's like I'll just be minding my own business, and all of a sudden, like a line, like the scene just goes dark, and I'm like,
Yeah.
there's a disturbance in the force.
And Mira, you'll hear in your head, I don't see any other friends here.
Yeah, 'cause you covered
Not
Just
anymore.
the two of you.
Yeah.
There now, my
This
snack.
girl here, is she more important to you than the one who is arrogant?
It's
Integrity?
different. It's completely different.
Very well. Now, will you partake in these teachings I am offering you?
Will you?
Will
I am
you?
violently
What
offering you.
more do I need to explain?
No, not explain. I have some questions first, and just
Ask.
things. Okay, did you kill Professor Underbow?
Yes,
Why?
he was in my way.
How?
I needed my knife, and he, for some ungodly reason, would not give it to me.
Why did
So
you
I
need the
cut
knife?
his heart out.
Oh,
Maybe
oh,
that's why
my
he
goodness.
didn't give you the
Okay.
knife.
What about the fire? Was that you too?
No. What are you talking about?
Oh, someone set fire to the area. We don't know who it was. We
Hmm.
assumed maybe it was you.
No, I have other business.
What's the other business?
Correcting lies, child.
What does that
The same
entail?
way I'm trying to correct the lies that woman has told you. Now, take the
That
dust.
What the knife is for?
That's
Okay.
what the knife is for.
Take
the dust.
Okay. I take the dust.
Both of you.
She's not really. She never got told any lies, so
Would
she
you
doesn't.
rather leave her here?
No. I would rather we be able to walk out together safely.
You
Hold
will.
hands.
I guarantee it to you.
Okay, so she's fine then.
Both of you take the dust and both of you will walk out. One of you takes the dust and one of you will walk out.
Fine. Okay. She wants you. Can you hear her right
Delmas
now as
just
well?
very quickly shakes her head back and forth and says,
Okay.
No.
She wants us to take dust.
That hypno drug.
Okay.
Another one bites the dust.
Carla, now is not the time.
Sorry. Like the tension is crazy.
Like this like the sand? Mira?
I
Are
guess.
you gonna be okay?
Yeah. Yep. We're gonna be okay. I will not let anything happen to you. Do you mean the sand then, right? Or is that what we should
Yes.
take? Okay, we'll take some
Into
sand.
your mouth.
Okay, that sounds kind of like gross
And
though.
grimy.
You don't get an answer. You just
Fine.
hear breathing in your head.
I will put the sand in my mouth. This is a normal thing to do.
Okay.
I'll
and
scoop
would
up
you
some
like to
sand.
do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna scoop up some sand. I'm gonna give some to Delnus, and I'm gonna very hesitantly eat the sand. I guess.
Okay. Give me a constitution save, please.
Ugh. Okay. My con is. Oh, actually, I plus 2 for that. 13.
That's it?
Yeah, I rolled an 11.
Wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Does it taste like a sandwich?
Nice.
I need to take note of this. I'm sorry. 1 second.
Oh, geez. This is bad, isn't it?
Mira, you
Uh-huh.
see Delnus just collapse in front of you immediately. As soon as as soon as she puts it in her mouth and closes her mouth, she just collapses.
I
into,
immediately
a heap.
drop down to check on her.
Okay. As you drop down, you feel it's almost like your legs are melting into the ground and everything goes green, right? Like all your vision goes green. You it feels like you're melting into the ground, quite honestly.
I'm melting.
And you just hear this breathing from Nesca still in your mind as you just like, not blacking out, but like your vision just goes to green, right? And you can feel Delness in front of you, like still with your hands, you can feel her, but you can't see anymore. And then very quickly, you don't feel her anymore, nor do you feel your left hand or left arm, nor do you feel that you're in this room anymore. This humidity, the slickness, the scent of this dust. You don't hear this breathing behind your neck anymore. And your vision does come back, and you're not standing in that room anymore. You're now standing in an in a garden. The sky is dark, and there's clouds dumping down rain, so to say, right? Like a horrible rainstorm. There's this stone structure around you, a wonderful, it looks like a palace almost, made completely of marble. You seem to be in a garden somewhere in the middle of it. As you look around, you have a realization, and it's almost like a weird realization, that you have a physical form, right? And like that's a weird realization to have, because normally you just go around always having a physical form. So to be conscious of the fact that you are real, you are physical, is odd, right? Like that would be an odd thing to be processing.
Right.
Your arm is missing. And looking up and around, as you probably would, give me an investigation check.
Ooh, nat 20 plus 3, 23.
Okay. You'd be very easily able to put it together then, as you just look up into your right at a small room overlooking this garden, that it's the same room that you were talking to Empress Terrassus in just yesterday. But now you're down here in the garden that she would have been overlooking, standing out on her terrace, right? But you don't see her standing there. And what's the best way to convey this part? You feel in your mind another presence, not that of Nesca, this serpent who is speaking to you, this person who had gifted you 2 urns now and had threatened you countless times. It's a very, very scared consciousness, and you immediately recognize that it belongs to Delness. You recognize that you can see what she's thinking, you can know what she's thinking, and she knows what you're thinking, right? And you're both inhabiting your form, you, Mira, your body here in this place, in this palace.
Okay, interesting.
And that's where we're ending this episode.
Y'all fusion.
Hey!
Come
Third episode.
Yeah, let's do another one right now.
Guys,
okay,
I have a
hey everybody, welcome to
sound
episode
warning.
86 of Trials and
11
Trebuchets.
o'clock. I cannot make this much noise again, or else I'll be kicked out.
Carla,
Oh.
could you do an outro for us, please?
Sure. Well, hello everyone. I hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. Please leave a like, please leave a rating and a review on our iTunes. It really means a lot to us because we want to hear how you feel, because we're very feely people. Next thing is we have socials, and our socials are Twitter and Instagram at Trials and Trebs, where you can look at a bunch of cool stuff because we post a bunch of cool stuff. So do that, please. Next thing is we have a Discord server, and in that Discord server, we can have a conversation because we love hearing from all of you.
Yes.
We do. It's not a lie. Carla does not lie. Integrity does. Last but not the least is we also have a Patreon page, and in that Patreon page we offer you services, and with those services is you give us money, and that money helps us sustain our this fun stuff that you're listening to, and you don't have to, only if you want to, but it's cool, whatever you want.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you tune in next week to hear what the fuck is happening.
What the
'Cause we
fuck?
don't know
Bye-bye.
either.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Please tune in.